The second race of the 2022 Outlaws Sim Series season goes north of the border tonight. The history-enriched road racing venue, Bowmanville, Ontario's Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, has the twists and turns through the Canadian countryside tonight, and it's coming up next here on Pit Stop TV. Good evening all, and welcome to the virtual Bowmanville, Ontario, Canada. Devin Zimmerman joins me on the call, and Devin, we have a highly anticipated test for these NextGen cars. A lot of unknowns when it comes to road racing with these vehicles. What can we expect tonight?
Yeah, Emerson, these cars are going to be filling it tonight. A road racing setup really hasn't been developed by iRacing to give these guys any kind of indication on what they need to do for setups at road courses. So it's going to be interesting to see what these guys came up with to tackle this very challenging racetrack here in Quebec, Canada. It's going to be so much fun to watch, and yeah, I cannot wait to see what they bring to the table. We've been hearing a lot of things about the master cylinder as far as where brakes are concerned, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens when it comes to these cars under braking.
Absolutely. And with that, this is a track that the Outlaws Sim Series has never ran at yet. We've ran in Canada one before. We ran at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve back in the first season in Montreal. This is the first time we're racing at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park here at virtual Bowmanville, Ontario, Canada. Let's go ahead and bring on up the track map that we're going to be working with tonight. And here it is. An overlook of the 2.46 mile road course in the Ontario countryside. You can look at all the lap times there on the left hand side. As far as NASCAR goes, we have the Truck Series with 1 minute 18.602, and the Pinty Series, which is going to be closer to what we're running tonight. The Pinty Series with a 1 minute 22.956. Those are the kind of lap times you're going to be looking at tonight. But look, let's look at the track. It's not too difficult of a track map to kind of grasp. You're going to look at the short front straightaway towards the bottom right of the graphic. Then you're going to have turn one coming up quick, a right-hander, a long sweeping corner. A lot of these corners are long sweeping corners. They're out of turn one. You're going to be you're going to exit on the left side. You're going to be cutting all the way over to the right side for Clayton Corner 2 and 2A. You're going to have the nice little curve on the way out of Clayton Corner. You're going to come out on the right-hand side and cut it straight back to the left as you set yourself up for Quebec Corner, another long sweeping right-handed corner. Then, now you're going to let the car sing a little bit out of turn 3. You're going to start getting up to the gears. You're not going to get the 5th gear yet. You're going to maybe get up to 4th gear. You're going to let the car kind of do its thing as it crests the hill at turn 4. Then really get on the brakes as you get to the valley of that little hill there on your way up to Moss Corner 5A, 5B, and 5C. Moss Corner is a slow double right-handed corner. And out of 5B, you're going to really be wanting to watch your traction here. The thing you want is to get out of there in first gear, but most people I've talked to this week have said it's almost impossible with the amount of horsepower and wheel spin of these cars that more drivers are going to be using second gear out of 5B and into 5C. Then, Devin, we get the Mario Andretti straightaway. This is where you're really going to hear these cars sing and soar through the hills of 6, 7, on the way to turn 8. But turn 8 is where it really gets dicey. There's no real brake markers at the end of the Mario Andretti straightaway. It's all about feel as you head your way into the S's of 8, 9, and 10. You got to kind of get it down from 5th gear to down to maybe 3rd or 2nd gear for turn 8. Kind of ride through 9, and then another right-handed corner to end the lap, White's corner. There at turn 10, that has pit entry. A very odd track when it comes to NASCAR stock car racing, Devin. This is not the kind of track we're used to seeing stock cars have. There's usually a lot of runoff. There's a little bit of runoff down at turn 8, but not too much runoff anywhere else on this track, Devin. But heading into it, a great little track layout. Again, a track many drivers don't race, a car that many drivers haven't driven on road courses, and I think we're in for a fun night.
Yes, sir. And you mentioned it. There's not much runoff at all. This track's going to play somewhat similar to, a street course almost. You don't have much runoff. You get the grass in these cars. The car just turns, it's like driving on ice. You're just going to go straight on. We've seen it in practice so far. These drivers, they hit the grass even just a little bit, just clipping it. The car just goes straight on and they run right into a tire barrier or a wall. So these guys have to be really careful, really methodical, really technical tonight. So it's going to be interesting, like I said, to watch what happens, especially under those heavy braking zones. And I apologize earlier. I said Quebec. It is actually Ontario. I had Quebec corner in my head. So I apologize. But yeah, the spots you're going to want to watch out for: turn 1, turn 5A, and turn 8. Those are the super heavy braking zones at this track. And that's where I've seen in practice so far most of the mistakes come out of these drivers. But again, these guys are some of the best iRacers that we have as far as when it comes to NASCAR cars. So I fully expect them to put on a great show here tonight.
Absolutely, but don't have too high of expectations. We're going to see these drivers also be testing the limits of the track. You might see the grass get a few tire marks in it. These drivers, they're going to be giving it their all tonight. Again, a brand new car, a relatively unknown track to many drivers. It's an amazing challenge. And with that being said, the stage tonight is what we have in the point standings coming into tonight's race. This is one of the few times the finishing results of Daytona is almost going. The finishing results of a race is almost going to mirror the point standings. The only difference is, say, for Rob Pendleton, who is our point leader with 51 points. Joshua Lane Fox got the win last week. He's second. He's 3 points back. Setzer 4 points back. And again, most of these points are going to reflect the finishing result of Daytona. But then we factored in the stage points, the points for laps led, the pole point, fastest lap point, all that jazz. We're looking at Matthew Setzer 3rd, Randall Barnett 4th, Kevin Thompson 5th, Max Service 6th, Sean Williams 7th, Andrew St. Coeur 8th, James Giller 9th, and Greg Holt 10th. Devin?
Yes, sir. And then we hit Jesse Adams there, 12 points back in 11th. Pratt there in 12th. He had a good run going at Daytona, just did not pan out for him. He's sitting there tied with Jesse Adams. Then we have Fogg, a newcomer to the series, sitting there in 13th. Jeremiah Stutzman, who ran into trouble, sitting there in 14th. Tyler Markle in 15th. Jennings there in 16th. Villalobos there in 17th. Reeves in 18th. Bailey in 19th. And Seth Berger in 20th. And I've just been told that Seth Berger's not going to be here tonight.
No, Seth Berger will not be here tonight. He actually went to the Daytona 500 this past Wednesday, this past weekend, and he's still on his way back from Daytona, and he's not going to be here tonight. This is rare for us. We don't really get a race where we miss out a driver who's made it to the Final Four now in both of his seasons as he's racing the Outlaws Sim Series. That's a huge storyline. No Seth Berger tonight. Granted, road courses aren't necessarily his thing. He's still a driver we can definitely see in the top 10 when he shows up. Tonight, though, it's going to be a huge hole he's going to put himself into next week. I mean, we could be talking about a previous champion of the Outlaw Sim Series, a driver who's made the Final Four the past 2 seasons, be like 35th in points, Devin.
Yeah, he's really going to have some work to do. Luckily, this is a very, very long season.
Absolutely.
And it is going to be a fun one. We're doing a full 36 race schedule here at Outlaws. We had the Daytona race last week. We did, oh my gosh, it was so many laps. Such a long race. These guys were rolling it out. 166 laps there. And it was such a fun race, such a fun call, and such a great entertaining show they put on at Daytona. And of course, Josh Fox brings that one home in much less than a, functional race car. So very entertaining to watch. And so we'll go through the rest of the schedule. We're here this week at Canadian Tire. Next week we're going to be at Auto Club in California. Then we hit Nashville Fairgrounds in 4th. Atlanta will be the 5th race of the season. Indianapolis will be 6th race of the season. And that is going to be one of the other no bull races. So Daytona and Indianapolis, no bull races. So those are going to be a little bit longer, and there's some money on the line for these drivers. Chicagoland will be in the 7th spot of the season. Iowa, 8th. Talladega, our next super speedway, 9th race of the season. Then we hit the dirt in Bristol. We're going to go back to the dirt race. These guys loved it last season. We bring it back for you again in the 10th spot, the 10th race of the season. Rockingham, these cars, really, NASCAR hasn't been to Rockingham in a while, and we saw the bumps there last season. It was so much fun to watch these guys tackle those bumps. We're going to see it again, and then we hit our second road course of the season in Watkins Glen.
Absolutely. Into the middle portion of the schedule. This is really going to set up your run for the playoffs. These 12 races right here, talking about Martinsville, IRP Indianapolis Raceway Park, and otherwise known as Lucas Oil Raceway Park. Such a great, fun little track there. Flat, 2/3 of a mile wide, short track at IRP. Then we have the Texas Motor Speedway, into the iRacing Super Speedway, the New Hampshire at race 17, the Flat Magic Mile, the big 2-mile speedway out in Michigan. Then we head to the dirt track at Eldora, a second dirt race in the NASCAR schedule. That is absolutely crazy. Then we were back in the Daytona Beach area for another Daytona Oval race. We'll head over to Laguna Seca, all the way on the west side of the nation, then back across to the east side for Pocono, back to the west for Phoenix, then we head back to the east for Charlotte, and then we'll stay here a little bit. We'll go from Charlotte and into Bristol, Nashville. Devin?
Yeah, then we start the playoffs. This is where it gets interesting. This first round of the playoffs, very technical. I mean, all three drive very close to road courses, even though one of them is an oval. I mean, and two of them are road courses. Daytona road course starts us off. Milwaukee, the flat track there in Wisconsin. It's, being a flat track, it drives like a road course, so another very tough challenge. And then we go to the Charlotte Roval, and we saw very interesting predicaments happen at the Charlotte Roval this last season in the playoffs, and we could very well see that again, as it is the cutoff race. And then we head to USA International, a short track there in in Florida. And then we head to Talladega for the second race there. And then we go to the very, very tough track, the Lady in Black in Darlington. And that takes us to the third round of the playoffs there, Emerson.
Yeah, we're wrapping this round up. This round with 7 drivers, Homestead, into Atlanta, into the chaotic Legacy track at North Wilkesboro, into the season finale where 4 drivers have a chance for it all in Richmond for round 36 on this grueling long schedule here for the Outlaws Sim Series. Only 3 off weeks throughout this 36 race season. Cannot wait. Our first off week is actually coming up soon, Devin. It'll be after the Auto Club race. We'll have a week off, so basically 2 weeks off until our next broadcast for us, and that's when we'll get into the schedule, really hitting it hard and driving it home up until somewhere in the teens for our next off week. But we're here tonight for the second round of the Outlaws Sim Series season. Once again, Devin Zimmerman joining me on the call this evening. My name is Emerson Arn. And take a look at the practice times, Devin. We have 9 minutes left in practice. And it's Joseph Causey, Adrian Schumacher. No surprises there at the top 2. I was expecting a little bit more speed out of Seth Fitzpatrick. Quite honestly, following what happened last season with the trucks, really the only person who could stick it to Joseph Causey. But looking at this top 10, the 19 times out there, what's catching your eye?
Yeah, I was talking to you about it before we came on air. Doug Solms really starting to show his strengths here. It took him a little bit. We had the Outlaws Season 1 that was not broadcasted on a Pit Stop TV, unfortunately, but it's still, Doug Solms just getting into the sim that season, starting to learn how to drive these, this simulator that iRacing has. And last season, he started getting a little better. This season now, he's starting to rise up a lot closer to the top, consistently in the top 10, it seems like, every single week. And that purple Dodge there is one to watch as we go forward in this season. I fully expect to just see him continue to improve and get better and better as the season goes along.
Well, I say, how about it, Devin? I'm going to send him your way. Our one of the Canadians in the field tonight, the only Canadian from Ontario, and running a Dodge-inspired car, which you still see Dodge in the NASCAR Pinty Series. A lot of Canada right here with this driver to number 67. We're going to send him your way, Devin.
Hey, Doug Solms, this is Devin in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Yes, I do. How's it going, Devin?
Hey, how's it going, my friend? We see you improving week after week after week. You're sitting there in 7th currently on the speed charts. How are you feeling about what we can probably call your home race?
I'm feeling pretty good. As long as I can keep it on the track, I should do okay.
Yeah, that's the name of the game here. I mean, especially at a very technical track such as Canadian Tire. We've heard a lot of talk this week from the drivers about the master cylinder and this car specifically under braking. Can you kind of take us through like how the braking is from what you're seeing in your car currently?
My braking personally is not bad at all. I'm doing pretty good with mine. I don't know. It all depends on too the person's setup and their driving style and all that good stuff. But I'm doing okay with my braking personally.
Well, that's good to hear, and it's good to see you rising to the top. I know that when you first started with the Outlaws, it took a little bit of getting to know the simulator, but since then you've constantly come to the top. What are your expectations with that for the rest of this season?
Just continue what I'm doing and try and finish strong every race. So hopefully I can be in the playoffs this year.
Well, we would love to see you there. I mean, it's amazing to see the progress that you've made and how you've come through the field and just putting speed down. It seems like now, week after week. I wish you the best of luck the rest of the way. Before we let you get back to concentrating on driving here as we ride along with you, is there anyone you'd like to shout out? Any sponsors you'd like to thank? Anything like that? We'll go ahead and give you the floor.
I'd like to shout out my team for all the practice time this week. If it wasn't for them, I don't think I'd be this comfortable. Definitely shout out to you guys up in the booth. You do a great job every week. Adam for putting all this together. And I'd like to shout out to the viewers. Thank you for coming back every week. Much appreciated and happy to see y'all come back.
Well, very well said there, Doug. We wish you the best of luck tonight. Continue to improve and keep that purple Dodge on the track, and hopefully we're talking to you at the end of this thing.
Thank you, and I'd love to be up there at the end of this talking to y'all.
What a great personality that is with driver number 67, Doug Solms. I love talking to Doug all the time. He's up there in his mid-50s now, but he's still got it. He's still getting after it on this sim. Usually these sim racing things, they're kind of more, I wouldn't say dominated, but the younger generation, the drivers with better reflexes are usually the ones that can really excel at this iRacing stuff. But, he's doing what he can, and I mean, look at him up in the top 10. He's 7th on the practice charts, doing very well for himself. I want to switch gears a little bit, and I want to talk to a driver we have not talked to at all on Pit Stop TV, but a driver who's not a rookie to the Outlaws Sim Series one bit. This is a driver that we haven't interviewed on an Outlaws broadcast in over a season's time, and it's because he didn't race last season, but he's back tonight, and he's here with something that we all expect him to do well. The driver who's 2nd on the practice charts. I want to bring up driver of the number 82, Adrian Schumacher. And Adrian, it's been a minute. We haven't heard from you last season. You weren't here last season, kind of doing other things, but you're here tonight, ready to do battle once again. Second race of this 3rd season, the 2nd season for you, coming off the championship 4th season back in season 1. Here, brand new car, road course. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good about it. I think it's going to be a battle against like driver versus car this one, because how these things handle.
Yeah, absolutely. These cars, they've been compared to a lot to sports cars, but put the entire stock car flavor on a sports car, and that's what these things are. The sequential gearboxes, but what they should have, and what as far as I know, hasn't been implemented just yet, should be better brakes. All that, something you're kind of getting used to when it comes to road racing a stock car, Adrian?
Yeah, these are totally different from what I drove like last season, but that's all I can say. It's different.
Yeah, it definitely is. But we're here tonight, Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. This is a track that many drivers on the iRacing sim kind of overlook. Not many drivers bat an eye when this track comes up in the official series. Obviously, you just kind of excel when it comes to all road racing, but what can you say about this track? There's not a lot of runoff area for these big, heavy stock cars.
Oh yeah, just hope people like the taste of tires. Maybe I'll get one, and maybe I'll get a bite myself.
Oh no. Well, certainly we hope not many drivers find a tire barrier tonight, but the way this track is, it's almost inevitable. Once you go off here, you're almost on your way to a tire barrier, certainly. But Adrian, okay, you're coming off, the race that happened last week at Daytona here at Canadian Tire Road Course with a huge opportunity to put a good finish on the board early in the season. What are you looking forward to, or what is your goal for this season? Assuming you can get a decent little finish out of tonight's race.
Well, hoping to beat Kazi, because he's the man to beat right now. That's the goal for the race. For the season, but let's go to a throwback of season 1. Win road courses, finish podiums on ovals.
I like the sound of that, Adrian. So time winding out here in practice. Just a few more moments, but we'll give you the floor here to shout out whoever got a shout out. Thank you, whoever got a thank, for putting you in this position to do battle tonight.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Adam Gardner for doing what he does for this series. I'd like to thank you guys for broadcasting, making it seem interesting, and give me some footage to review after the race.
Fair enough.
And,
Okay,
yeah.
Go for it.
Nah, that's basically it.
Well, we'll leave you to it, Adrian. Time winding out here in practice. Best luck to your driver. Hopefully, we're talking to you on the far side.
Yep, thanks, guys.
And there it is, driver number 82, Adrian Schumacher. Now, we know where Adrian was the past season, but, Devin, it is refreshing to see a Season 1 Championship 4 driver back in the seat here in Season 3 of Outlaws.
Yeah, it is. I mean, he's back. He's going to come and try to win these things. Had a rough go of it last week, but I fully expect we will see Adrian Schumacher rise back to the top, especially here at a road course as we get qualifying underway. And wouldn't you know it, Adam Gardner is going to be the first one we see take to the track.
And well, here it is. Adam Gardner and his Scooby-Doo number 56 Toyota Camry. The first driver out on the racetrack. And Adam Gardner, he'll tell you himself, he's not the greatest road racer. And there's times where I wouldn't disagree with that. But slowly over time, I've seen him start to log a lot of laps. Adam actually is one of the few drivers that really cares about how he does in these races. Obviously, he's a league owner. He wants to perform well. But he will put in countless laps. Road courses, he despises them. But he'll put in laps to get better, and he's someone I've seen consistently improve upon their last result and continue to improve. Like week after week, month after month, season after season, Adam Gardner slowly creeps his way up the timing charts. And sooner or later, you might be seeing this 56 up there in the top 10 on these road courses, because he's putting in the time, and he certainly deserves.
Yeah, exactly. Just putting in the time, getting time in the seat is something that, that just makes you better. You can't get better without putting in the work. So we see him here on his first fast lap, really pushing the car up to third gear here as it gets loose as they come through the turn,
Whoa.
Really holding on to it there. Man, that's holding on for dear life, it seemed there for a second. Here we hit into Quebec corner. And you come around, there's a little crest in the middle, not hitting the apex. You want to get a little closer to the curb there through Quebec corner. Then we're going to go down the hill and then back up again into the Moss corner here. And this is that double right-hander, really slow. Back into second gear, and that's what you said earlier, Emerson. You know, they're hitting second gear, not first, as they get onto the Mario Andretti straightaway.
Another driver who showed speed in practice, driver of the 91, and our Daytona pole sitter, Jonathan Jennings, is out on the racetrack. He hasn't started his timed lap yet. He's on a warm-up lap, but this 91 is looking to make some noise here at a road course, and only his second Outlaws Sim Series start.
Yeah, he is. He's really showing some speed there, being able to keep it close to kind of our road course ringers and Joseph Causey and Adrian Schumacher. So maybe look for him to be somewhat of a dark horse as should Joseph Causey or Schumacher find trouble during the race. We heard Schumacher talk about pretty much this is going to be a fight versus the car, not necessarily the field. So, I mean, the door could possibly be open for him to take that as we see Causey come out of the pits. It looks like he took a reset. He's going to take his second lap here to warm up and try again on a third lap.
Yep.
You could do that with 3 laps, Emerson.
Yeah, I was gonna say these drivers, a lot of these drivers are gonna take the advantage of these 3 laps, and you know what I've noticed on my time in a sim is road course qualifying. The fresher the tires, the faster the lap. It just works. You think you'd want to, maybe on that second lap your tires could be more up to temp, but really that first lap they can get at full speed. That's the best you're gonna get, really. So Joseph Causey right there, he set 1 lap that's already put on top of the charts, but he knows he's gotta be on his A game if he's gonna beat Adrian Schumacher. And so he's out on the track now in his second lap of qualifying, but it's basically another warm-up lap for him. That third lap is really where it's gonna be.
Yeah, you can kind of attribute this to similar to an F1 type of qualifying where you do that 1 fast lap, then you come in, you get cool off the tires, put new tires on it in this case, recharge the battery, and then go again. So this is kind of similar to what F1 style would be like in a way here in, for a NASCAR car.
There's the other man we're going to be looking at tonight, the 82 of Adrian Schumacher. He hasn't set a lap time yet. I believe he reset on his first lap, so this is really going to be the lap that does it for Adrian. What can he do here? Through turn 10. He
comes around white corner.
Yep.
Gets down into turn number 1 there, really on the curb. Using all the racetrack and gets the grass.
Once you go off track on an iRacing qualifying attempt, you're done. Your run for that lap is over. And that is going to do it for Adrian Schumacher. He will not be any higher than second position for tonight's race. Now, Joseph Causey trying to improve upon his time. What?
So look how close they were, though. I mean, 7/100ths. That's, he was pushing it for sure. So. We get a good view there of Causey going through the Estes into the last turn of White's corner. Let's see what he puts up this time.
And he will improve. So open up that margin a little bit just in case somebody else decides that they want to contend. How about another driver? We are used to being up at the front when it comes to qualifying these bad boys. Brad Bothwell. He had the most poles by far of anyone last season. Now, road courses are a completely different animal. But Brad Bothwell trying to do what he can here. This is going to be, I believe, a warm-up lap. He's going to start his second lap here. And not entirely sure what was going on there. Maybe Bothwell just trying to learn the car a little bit. And that'll do it for Brad Bothwell, actually.
Yeah, I think he messed up in the S's there.
Somebody else messed up as well. Kevin Thompson.
Ooh, yeah, Kevin Thompson missing a hood there.
That is not how the car is supposed to look. Can confirm.
Yeah, the Mobil 1 car missing the hood there. The front of that Mustang is really messed up, but still got the flying horse on the side, so that's good to see. The sides are still on it. Still trying to get around. We go to another Ford Mustang here, a Pennzoil Mustang of Jeremiah Stutzman. Oh, he gets the grass.
No!
It's this Adrian Schumacher got the grass in the exact same location, trying to use every bit of the track and just got too
It
much.
is tough.
Yeah, it's really just like a street course, you know. I mean, yeah, there's some grass between you and the wall, but just hitting that grass at all is pretty much game over. The car's not going to like it. It upsets the balance, and it just loops it around.
Devin Smith on his third timed lap. 2 minutes left here in qualifying, trying to improve upon a 1 minute 23.5. Sliding through turn 9 into White's corner, turn 10, trying to improve upon that 123.5 to the start finish line. He will improve. And that, I believe, he'll be 10th with that lap.
Yeah, top 10 for Smith there. Decent qualifying for him. And now we go to James Gilliard, a guy who kind of has been plagued by some bad luck. But he is fighting back every single week, continues to fight to try and make his own luck there in the 33 machine. Saw him put up some decent times in practice, but he also had some mishaps. Looks like his car is wheel hopping a lot in practice. We'll take a look at that as he goes through this qualifying lap, currently going through Moss turn there, really slow, and you saw it right there when he went over the crest. Got a little bit of smoke from wheel hopping it under braking. So
that right front caught some air.
Yeah.
Gilliard led in the car. Open up here. God, these cars sound beautiful.
That is one thing that most people have said about this new car, is that it sounds amazing and sounds just mean.
You can hear it even down on that downshift, just aggressive, attacking the entry to corner just by sound.
Slow out of White's corner there.
It'll be a 24.8. It'll put him on the board. It'll put him 14th.
Yeah, he got a bad exit out of turn 9 there.
Goodness.
Oh no, Farron Elam. He gets his first taste of the tires.
My goodness. Well, Devin, that is going to mean qualifying has come to a close. So what does that mean for us?
Yes, sir. That means that we can award the Pratt Tile and Stone Pole Award to Joseph Causey. It seems like it's becoming kind of a broken record here at road courses that we award it to Joseph. We thought Adrian might have had something for him, but it is all the same. Congratulations to Joseph Causey, driver of the number 88 of Bruzy Machine, on winning the Pratt Tile and Stone Award here at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. Pratt Tile and Stone, serving Central Vermont since 2005.
And with that being said, I think it's time that we go through our starting lineup tonight. And there is your front row right there, driver of the number 88, Joseph Causey, and his rival on these road courses, right alongside him, driver number 82, Adrian Schumacher. Row number 2, it's going to be the 75 of Andrew Pratt and the 91 of Jonathan Jennings. Row number 3, it'll be the 81 of Max Service, the 67 of Doug Solms. How about it? Row number 4, it'll be the 16 of Eric Peck, the 71 of Jeremiah Stutzman. And row number 5, it'll be the 2 of Seth Fitzpatrick, the 95 of Devin Smith.
Yeah, then row number 6, we're going to see Scott Bailey there in the 11, and Farron Elam to his outside in the 98. Row number 7 is going to be Randall Barnett in the 63 and James Gilliard in the 33. Row number 8 sees the league owner Adam Gardner there in the 56, and to his outside Matt Rogers in the 96. Row number 9 sees Derek McMurtry there in the 84. Jeremy C. Poole will be on his outside in the 32 machine. And then row number 10, Brad Bothwell in the 31 and Jacob Reeves in the 22.
Row number 11, it'll be the 42 of Tyler Markle, the 21 of Kevin Thompson. Row 12, it'll be the 24 of Jason Miz, the 48 of Garrett Velsey. All of those are multiples of 12, by the way. And that's going to round out the field. It is a 24-car grid that made the trip north of the border, deep into the Ontario countryside for tonight's second round of the Outlaws Sim Series season. So here we go, getting ready to do battle here tonight at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. And I do want to go ahead and take a look at the weather for tonight's race. I heard Max talk about it when he joined the session that it was a very hot track tonight. And looking at the track temp, 113 degrees the track temp. That's hot. It's not as hot as I envisioned, but it's still hot. 75 degrees the air temp. The wind's calm, 5 miles an hour out of the west. Pretty good road racing conditions, but the hot track is going to make it a very difficult track to gain any traction on. And we're talking about these cars that really need, help in the braking zones. I think we're just looking at some conditions for chaos, Devin.
Yeah, especially on this restart, you really want to be careful. Even though it is a rolling start, turn one still can be very treacherous. Everyone might have a different braking point that they're looking for, especially with, we're not coming through there at full speed right away. It will be, kind of slower because of the caution pace, but it could be treacherous. They want to watch out. And then, of course, through those first couple of opening turns, was it Clayton Corner and Quebec Corner with the sweepingness, it could be very easy to get a good run and get set up into Moss here that we're watching right now. But you don't want to force things too early. It's a long race. You want to take your time, pick your spots. I know that passing here can be somewhat difficult just with the nature of this race car here, but it will happen. And guys guys will make mistakes, so you got to take advantage of those when they happen, and just be patient.
Just be patient. That is the name of the game tonight here for tonight's second round here at the Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. I want to thank you all for tuning in and joining us tonight. The second round here, Beatrice Milk 218. More about Beatrice Milk on the far side. I want to give a shout out to our partners here at Pit Stop TV, Tucson Sound Art, Proud to Make of a Crowd, Whiplash Media, and BAM Racing Videos. And VIRacing.com safety vehicle makes that hard left turn into the safety of pit lane, waiting for the green lights, and we're racing from Canada. We have one car off already. That is the 11 of Scott Bailey. It looks like he'll be okay. He'll continue rolling. He avoided that tire barrier out there. But we go back up front, and it's Joseph Causey now half a second the margin over Adrian Schumacher.
Yeah, they got a good jump there, did Causey, and really took advantage into turn one, pushed it a little deep, and was able to get out of there with enough speed to keep up the momentum. And he continues to have about a half a second gap up to about 6/10 now, 7/10 now over Adrian Schumacher. So far so good for the pole sitter. Yeah, it's it's looking really good for him.
Oh no,
Adrian Schumacher has some work to do.
Max Service and Eric Peck around in turn 9.
Oh, big damage for Max Service. The whole left side of that car looks very smashed.
Oh goodness gracious.
Oh, yeah, and again, there's no full course yellows at road courses unless it's thrown by the administrator, and that will only happen if there's like a road, a track blockage or anything like that. So we'll get a look here, see what happened to Max.
We actually went back a little too far here. We got the initial start of this race, so we're gonna try to get this keyed up a little bit better here for y'all. Looks like we're catching the far side there, but he just went off, and Eric Peck did the same. We'll try to get this keyed up one more time for you.
And that's in the S's, one of the trouble spots I talked about off of the Mario Andretti straightaway. there's not really, like you said, Emerson, there's not really a good breaking point to look for, a marker or anything. Looks like that car caught air too, drove the hump there. But there's not really a marker, so you got to do it by feel. And yeah, he just didn't get it slowed down, and it snapped.
Eric Peck did the same right behind. Wow.
Yeah, he should be able to continue with that damage. It won't be too bad, but that is a very hefty hit.
I heard some tires screeching as we came back live, but looks like everybody's okay. I don't see any reason to panic.
Yeah, I'm looking through the field. I think the 84
Velzy
machine and the 48 machine have gone off. The 84 and the 48.
Yeah, Garrett Velzy took a little spin out at turn 5. Adrian Schumacher, he has got a tall task if he's going to beat this 88 car. Already a second and a half out. That means already half a second a lap at least is what the gap that Joseph Causy's gapped him. So Adrian trying to do what he can, but remember what Adrian Schumacher is. He's a driver that doesn't fire off early. He is a driver that conserves his stuff and he attacks late. So this is not too concerning for the Schumacher camp, but you don't want Causey to open up a gap that's almost overwhelming the 82 car.
Yeah, you don't want to have to really push the car more than its bounds here. We're seeing there's some other mistakes I'm hearing, wheel screeching as well. But yeah, if you if you just overstep it just a little bit there, as we take a look at Jason Miz, it looks like he's gone off. But yeah, if you push it just too much and catch just any part of that grass, it's really catching drivers out right now, and we're seeing the evidence to that pretty much all around the track at the moment.
Well, how about this? Doug Solms is in 5th position. He's fending off a hard-charging 2 car of Seth Fitzpatrick, but wow. Oh, and Andrew Pratt has gone off from 4th position.
And it looks like he's stuck. Oh, no, he's just trying to avoid traffic.
Something amiss for the 75 car.
Yeah, we see Tyler Markle go by, and big damage on the right-hand side of Andrew Pratt's 75 ride there, the Valvoline car. So that's really going to impact his race going forward. That damage, not something you want. It's not as it's not as finicky as if we were at a drafting track, but it still impacts the handling of the race car.
Let's see what happened. Turn 2 is such a hard corner to gauge because, again, there's not a lot of braking points here. He just goes wide, trying to keep the car out of the barrier. But, I mean, Devin, we talked about it. Once you get that grass, you're almost on a crash course for that tire barrier.
Yeah, it's just ice. I mean, these wide tires, that grass acts just like you're on ice, and it just shoots you right to the wall. So unfortunate for Pratt, but one man's loss is another man's treasure. And yeah, Doug Solms, he was up to 4th. Now he's back to 5th. Looks like
fell behind
Seth
Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, Seth Fitzpatrick has kind of made that move. He was on the back of Doug, so Doug let him go. Very smart move there from both drivers. You know, Seth being patient, and Doug Solms realizing that the 2 cars faster right now. I'll go ahead and let him go and just try to follow him here. Maybe we can catch up to Jennings.
So this is what I was talking about in practice and in qualifying, Devin, that Seth Fitzpatrick really didn't show that hot lap pace, that we saw at Watkins Glen last season, that we saw at goodness, whatever road course we did last season, at the Roval last season. Fitzpatrick down in 9th position was a shock to me. But now he's up to 4th. This is a little bit more like it. Does he have what it takes to get Jennings? Jennings looks like he's able to keep pretty decent pace with Schumacher and Causey.
Yeah, he's keeping up pretty good, only about 4 seconds back. He can still kind of see them up in the distance, but he's really got some work to do. It looks like he closes in some parts of the track, but he does lose some in other parts of the track. So, just depending on which part of those is better for his driving style is where he's gaining. But of course, you don't want to be gaining and losing. It's just kind of a nullification. But it does look like Adrian is starting to put the pedal down. He's reeled him into about a second. It was up to almost 2 seconds. Back down to a second, Emerson.
Yeah, here comes Adrian Schumacher. He's not content just riding. It's down to 1.1, now 1 second through Moss Corner. Looks like Kazi may be able to get the throttle down a little bit better onto the Mario Andretti straightaway. Adrian Schumacher, it's under 1.5 seconds now, so Kazi no longer gaining that half second a lap he was gaining at the beginning of this race.
Yep, and you mentioned it. This was kind of Adrian's game. He likes to, sit back, let the car do its thing at the beginning, and then he gets comfortable in it, and he can really make up time at the end of the run. We're only 6 laps into this run, but he's doing kind of what you said he needed to do, not letting Kazi get too far away so he can keep tracking him down throughout this first run before pit stops.
So, haven't even really mentioned today, but here comes Joseph Kazi on a lapper, Jeremy C. Poole. This is going to be the first test for Joseph Kazi out here. How does he negotiate the lap car? Jeremy C. Poole blinks out a little bit. That doesn't help Kazi's case. And that shrinks the gap between himself and Schumacher. Was Schumacher able to get through? Not yet. Poole gives way. This could get intriguing. And Schumacher is able to get cleared by Jeremy C. Poole, but it's now down to a second between Kazi and Schumacher. And look, oh no, Jason Miss has gone off again.
Oh my! Hey, just not having a good night there for the 24 Cowboys car.
Yeah, it looks like he got it rolling. It was out of turn 5.
Yep, Moss Corner there coming up the hill. That's starting to, that's another one of those braking zones where you can really have an issue that I pointed out at the beginning of the race. But yeah, this battle here, Kazi's pulled out another couple of tenths. Starting to try and pull away again from Adrian Schumacher. But yeah, the navigating of lap down cars, if you catch them in the wrong place, it could really impact your lap time and really let the guys behind you make up a lot of time on you. So it's just all about where you catch those lap down cars. If you catch them at the wrong place, wrong time, it could be disastrous.
Aaron Eliam Jr. He was trailing Devin Smith, so he's heading off. He's now down in 11th position. He gets by Randall Barnett there. Barnett was up into the top 10 at the expense of Aaron Eliam Jr., but Eliam powers his way back inside the top 10.
Yep, Farron is making up some ground that he lost earlier as we're watching a battle here between Tyler Markle and Max Service. Max again had an early issue, but Tyler Markle starting in the back, not really having the qualifying pace, but he's really making up spots here as we go on up to 14th already.
Max Service, I gotta say, oh goodness, loose there. I was gonna say making a pretty good recovery from the lap 1 incident. As it is, trying to keep that car on the track. It's so tough to do in turn 2. Now trying to fend off a hard-charging Tyler Markle.
Yeah, no hood on that Max Service machine as well.
Oh, man. This is good stuff. We don't really see side-by-side racing in a corner like that at Canadian Tire. Here comes Gilliard.
Yeah, you don't really see that, but it's this is a good 3-way battle there that we're seeing between these drivers. Some amazing stuff that these cars are putting on.
This is all down in the 13th position. Tyler Markle takes that spot, and he's going to try to run away with it. That looks like at the moment this is going to halt Max's progress up the field, up the running order. Back up front, though, Adrian Schumacher through lap traffic. He's getting there.
Yeah, he's starting to get there. He's there. Right on the back of Kazi as Adam Gardner moves out of the way, lets these two leaders fight it out. Now Adrian Schumacher has caught him. What can he do with him? I know they're not going to make it easy on each other, but you got to time it right. You got to pick your spots and not wreck yourself or both of you. So yeah, he's got to be patient here and pick his spot as they come down the Mario Andretti straightaway.
Hey Devin, do you know what the stage lengths are today? I do, but do you?
I do not. Would you be able to enlighten us here?
Oh yeah, so stage 1, well that stage is going to come to a completion here in about 2 laps. the end of lap 11 will be the end of stage number 1. So this is shaping up to be a great little stage battle here. Stage 2 will also end at the completion, I believe, of lap 22. And the race obviously ends at lap 55. But my goodness, how about it? Adrian Schumacher returning to the Outlaws Sim Series. First road course on the schedule. He's back at it again, doing battle with Joseph Kazi.
Yeah, this is what we need to see at these road courses. These, some heavyweights up here taking the battle to each other, fighting it out for a road course win. Was it Jennings is still back there, only 5 seconds. So any mistake out of these two could let Jennings right back in this race.
And you weren't here majority of the first season. You were at the beginning, but really the rest of the road courses that season after you have to take your leave, it was something else. We talk about Montreal. The entire last fuel stint, the last 20 laps, it was Schumacher and Kazi nose to tail. We talk about the Charlotte Roval, or the Daytona road course, where Kazi needed to have a good run to make the next round of playoffs. And he had a great battle day with Schumacher. We talk about the Charlotte Roval. Now, that wasn't really Kazi's strong suit. But the chaos that was the Charlotte Roval, just by everybody's sake, we had some great races. There's one more I'm trying to recall. I believe it was up there in the middle portion of the schedule. I don't think it was Watkins Glen. But what I'm saying here is Adrian Schumacher and Joseph Kazi, they've just been keen to great road racing battles. And now we're on the final lap of stage number 1. And Joseph Kazi and Adrian Schumacher right there within a second for a stage victory.
Yeah, and that might be why Schumacher's kind of picked up the pace, knowing the stage is coming to the end, really putting the pressure on. He's really only going to have possibly one more chance to do it. He's got to nail Moss Corner and get onto the Mario Andretti straightaway very quickly as they come around. I believe this is Clayton, and nope, that was this is Moss Corner right here. So he's got to get on the gas really good here, get a good exit. Looks like Kazi, though, also got a great exit. So this might be Kazi's stage, but anything can happen here as we get into the S's.
Here we go to the last braking zone of the lap. Joseph Kazi has a second advantage through turn 9. Into turn 10, Joseph Kazi through White's Corner will take stage 1 and will now look to improve upon that mark. And I'm sorry, stage 2 does not conclude at the end of 22. It concludes at the end of lap 25. So just a couple more laps sprinkled in there to spice things up a little bit more. But Joseph Kazi with the stage 1 victory, but he is not done fighting Adrian Schumacher.
Yeah, not done at all. As Schumacher's backed off a little bit, it looks like. He's back to a second, but keeping it right there, not really wanting to let Kazi get away, like you said. Need to keep him close and make a run back at him. I mean, Schumacher's been able to close the gap. He lets it open up a little bit, and then he closes it right back. So I fully expect that we'll see Schumacher make another run at it here in the next few laps.
Absolutely. Let's go a little ways back in the field. I think we're looking back here. Andrew Pratt and Jeremiah Stutzman and Devin Smith now doing battle for the 6th position. These are 3 drivers that are they're pretty okay at road courses. They're drivers that consistently see in the top 10 at these road course races. And here they are once again, 6th, 7th, and 8th. New car, same kind of top 10 here. These drivers, they're all kind of part of that same group. Pratt starting to drive away. Now remember, Pratt was up there in 4. Pratt actually brought a really good piece with him to Canadian Tire today, but was unfortunately dropped down to running order because of the first the incident there in the middle of the first stage. But now in 6, trying to see if we can track down Doug Solms, but battling Stutzman and Devin Smith. I guess let's go back to those two because they're more tighter here. Stutzman in that yellow Pennzoil car ahead of Devin Smith, who's trying to get the draft down this Mario Andretti straightaway.
Yep, and you can't overestimate the draft here. It can have an effect on your braking points, so you got to get it right. Looks like both drivers do. And he can set him up here for possibly a turn 1 pass if he gets a good exit off of White's Corner. Really close to the back bumper of Stutzman now is Devin Smith. He gets a good exit too, Emerson.
Here comes Devin Smith. This for the 7th position. He dives it up the inside. Stutzman, being the driver he is. Joseph Causey has had an issue. He has dropped off the running order. And Causey has damage to that right front tire. Adrian Schumacher is now the leader of this race. Let's try to see what happened.
Oh, man, we were watching an amazing battle there with Devin Smith and Jeremiah Stutzman. We see the leader have an issue.
Trying to see here. Let's go back and find Joseph Causey. He's still here heading Adrian Schumacher. This might be a little ways back. This may be all the way back up to... Oh, goodness. This may be back to the end of the stage. But it was just shortly after that. We're going to ride on with this replay and see what happened a little bit.
Yeah, the straightaway here. Let's see if it's in the S's, maybe. Yeah, he under braking.
Oh, no.
And eats a tire.
Well,
and
where
he's
did he
had
get
another
the damage
incident.
from? Because that's not too much damage.
He's had another incident as well.
Oh, no. So, right there, he lit up the tires. That's where he lost the lead. Joseph Causey takes stage 1, then has an issue. He pulls out the red carpet for Adrian Schumacher now. Causey then fell to the 4th position. And then something amiss with Joseph Causey again, and he's had another off, as he said, right now. So we'll just, I guess, keep watching Joseph Causey.
Yeah, again, these races here are not yellow
Oh,
flags.
no, and there it is.
Oh,
That's where the
just
damage
sent it.
came from.
Yep, just sent it and got the barriers all the way down into the corner there.
And now let's try to go live. Let's go try to figure out what happened to Joseph Causey most recently.
I think that was just pretty much an issue with the tires heating up. I believe Emerson, just not able to get it slowed down. The tires overheated, and did the same thing. Will hopped it that time.
And I think at that time, he's decided that he's had enough, pulling it in. He's going to get at least the damage repaired and see what happens then. But, wow. We were watching a battle in the midfield and how the tables have turned at the front of the field.
Yes, the tables have turned. That now puts Adrian Schumacher up in the front. He's got a 7-second lead on Jonathan Jennings. Then it's about 26 seconds back to Seth Fitzpatrick. But don't look now. Doug Soames in 4th place, and he's only about 5 seconds away from Seth Fitzpatrick for getting on the podium.
Well, aren't we glad we're F1 fans? Because we just got ourselves an F1 style race at this moment. Oh, goodness. Let's find our way back to the midfield, shall we, Devin?
Yeah, that's where it seems that all the battles are, especially for the top 10. But we're going to take a look here. Seth Fitzpatrick running a very simple race, just keeping it on the track.
Car.
We haven't really seen him. I'm sorry?
It looks like a lap car had gone off. There was some dust in Moss Corner. But carry on, you were saying.
But yeah, I would say Seth Fitzpatrick not really put a foot wrong, just running his race. Right now on the podium there, another lap car letting him go by on the Martin Andretti straightaway. That's a good place to catch a lap car there. They can just let you by. 11 cars gone around.
Yep, Scott Bailey, there he is. Oh, and James Gilliard as well. No, not Gilliard. Oh,
Gilliard
goodness.
around.
Was this a multi-car incident? We'll have to see. And if it was, there's the opportunity for it to bring out a full course yellow. I doubt it. I think most of these are single-car incidents, as we've seen all race. But here we go with the replay. First, I believe it was Gilliard off, then Bailey. So this is the replay here. Turn 2. Turn 2 is difficult, man. It's cresting a hill into a downhill corner. You have to slow it. Oh, Bailey was around. He had to avoid Scott Bailey. Oh, no.
Got him off his line.
Oh, my goodness.
Yep, he avoided Scott Bailey. He got him off his line.
See if we can see what happened to Scott Bailey here. Here's Scott Bailey. Getting ready to crest the hill here. It might be blocked by trees. Yeah, we're not gonna have too good of a view. Yeah, he just got wide there, Val.
He hit the grass. Just clipped the grass.
And he sat there, you know, he was trying to back
Oh,
up, and
and that got Gilliard off. Yeah.
That scared Gilliard
Yeah,
into the
big
tire
hit.
barrier.
Big hit in the tires, yeah.
That is huge, and I would understandably I would understand if Gilliard was not too happy over driver's chat right now.
Yeah, so far the driver's chat have been pretty quiet, guys. Just calling out wrecks, being very courteous to each other, trying to call out the wrecks that they see. But yeah.
Oh, we've had a crash right
There's
here,
a
right in
crash.
front of the leader. Barnett and a red vehicle. That's Matt Rogers involved.
Yeah, looks like there was some contact before that. Max Service was getting through them as well.
Yep. Maybe another jumbled up mess here in Moss Corner. We'll have to go back and figure out what happened. Matt Rogers was up inside the top 10 and battling with Max Service.
Right in front of the leader.
Oh no, we're all three of them in a... Did all three of them go around here? Because they weren't too far. They weren't too close to the leader here at this point. Rogers went wide.
Rogers wide. Yep, and they just looped it.
Okay, I guess that was not as big of an incident as I envisioned, but still big damage there for Barnett to take on.
Just nothing Barnett could do there. He came right back in front of him, so nothing Barnett could do. Rogers just clipping that grass, and when we said it, you know, it sounded like a broken record, but that grass is fatal.
Absolutely. Jacob Reeves makes the overtake on Adam Gardner for position, down in the 16th position. Already one lap down.
Yeah, so far Schumacher making quick work of this field. He's about to lap 10th place. Max Service there. Service again with a very twitchy race car in Moss. You can see him, that car kind of twitching, not really liking its handling right now. So it probably has something to do with the damage that he has. But looks like he's going to pull over and let Schumacher carry on here down the Martin Andretti straightaway.
So Schumacher holds the lead now, has lapped up to 10th position. And we did get our stage results from our lovely race controller. So, stage 1 went to Joseph Cossi, who unfortunately had the massive downfall we just witnessed. Adrian Schumacher came second at the stage 1 completion. Jonathan Jennings third. Seth Fitzpatrick fourth. Doug Solms fifth. Jeremiah Stutzman sixth over Andrew Pratt seventh. Devin Smith eighth. Matt Rogers ninth, and Farron Elam 10th. And my goodness, how everything has changed tonight. Just between the stage and now look at the top 10. It's different.
Yeah, a lot of changes. Some guys are starting to find trouble, you know, just trying to maintain consistency and, you know, poise during this long race. It's something that has to be admired. We see a twitch out of the 82 there. Schumacher kind of getting twitchy, getting onto the Martin Andretti straightaway, but just up the road, a battle for 8th. This is Tyler Markle and Farron Elam right in front of the leader. The leader right behind these guys. So this could get very
Elam's
very
going
quick.
around. Oh, still spinning. This could be trouble for Schumacher. And Elam's off the track. Yep.
Doesn't look like he hit any barriers right there. Should be able to get it fired up and back going, but yeah, that's just, you know, you get one thing wrong at a road course, and it could all go very wrong very quickly. So
that's another driver who was in stage points. He's no longer in the top 10.
Yeah, he's got some work to do to get back there for the next stage. It's going to close out in 5 laps.
Yep.
And he's got a lot of work to do ahead of him. There's also battles for position right behind him, so he's got to fend them off as well.
Stutzman out on a little Sunday drive into 6th position.
Yeah, he's got Andrew Pratt behind him. Pratt's been closing very slowly, it seems like. You know, not really gaining too much, but he is closing. But Jeremiah Stutzman taking easy, taking care of his equipment, just trying to to nurse the car home and get a
Oh,
decent
goodness.
finish here in the top 10. As there's that big pile up here.
Our second place driver is in this battle as well, Jonathan Jennings.
Yep,
in
Jennings
the
being held up.
in the midst of all this, here's a battle for the 10th position. Max Service gonna go ahead and take that.
Yeah, it looks like these guys are trying to figure out how to let Jennings by while also battling each other, and it kind of made for a very kind of convoluted mess there for a minute. So we see right now Jennings, or who was that?
Elam
Battling
Service
Max.
and Gilliard.
Yep. Yeah, Elam battling Max Service there, was able to get the inside into the braking zone and pull away from Max. Max going to have a good run down the front stretch, though. Might take the opportunity into turn 1.
I think he'll wait till Moss Corner. At this point, I don't think he wants any more damage to that 81 machine, but he's going to get snuffed out here by James Gilliard. And Max will just let him by.
Go.
Yeah.
Yep, just let him go. Gilliard's on a mission right now. He had some earlier incidents, and he wants to make up his positions that he lost. So he's on a mission right now. A lot of speed coming out of that 33 at the moment.
Oh, Andrew Pratt has powered by Jeremiah Stutzman. Maybe a slight off for Stutzman, because Pratt has now made it by that number 75. And Andrew Pratt, with the damage, he's one of the few drivers who's taken damage to their car today, and he's kept it on the lead lap.
Yeah, he has. He kept it on the lap, and we know he has the speed. He qualified up front, was running in third place position for quite a while, and just had that one off. But and it was a big off, collecting the tire barrier there with the right side of the car. But he's making up positions. He's only about a couple of seconds back from Devin Smith, so that could be a battle that we see here before long.
Oh, Max is loose, and what a catch!
Good
Max
catch
Service
there.
in 81. Yeah.
Good catch.
Good job by Max. Well, I'm going to take this moment, because I meant to earlier, but we did not get the chance to properly talk about our partner for tonight's race, our race sponsor tonight. This is Beatrice Milk 218 here at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. It's a 218-kilometer race. Beatrice Milk. Many of you in the States are like, well, what's that? Well, we are in virtual Canada, and well, we're bringing on a Canadian milk sponsor on for tonight's event. Beatrice Milk has been providing Canadian families with the wholesome benefits and great taste of milk for generations. Proudly made with the milk from Canadian dairy farms, their products are great tasting and nutritious. Beatrice is committed to the well-being of its consumers and helps them make healthy choices. Enjoy their full range of healthy and delicious products from milks to creams at their website, beatricemilk.ca. They also offer a wide variety of premium milks to meet your health needs. At Beatrice, they know that milk is important to your family as it is to theirs. And Beatrice Milk, the sponsor for tonight's race here at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park, and need to give them a proper shout out. And there it is. Adrian Schumacher continues to do his thing at the front of this pack, at the front of this field. 14-second advantage over Jonathan Jennings. As far as the battles on the lead lap, those have all dissipated. Most of the battling is one lap down and further on down the running order. With that being said, we still have pit stops on
anything can happen.
Yep.
Anything can happen under pit stops. One failed misstep of speeding on pit road could really put a damper on your race very quickly, coming back down to serve that penalty. But right now it looks like cruise control for Schumacher, but he can't get complacent. We saw what happened. Causey, just lost it, and that could happen to anyone at any time. A lot of drivers have been going off tonight, and Schumacher was the one who told us that he's really got to fight the car tonight, and not really, fighting other drivers, but fighting himself and the car. So, long way to go here.
Absolutely. Want to give a shout out to everybody working tonight's show. Devin Zimmerman joining me on the call this evening. Edward Schur on our social media coverage. tonight. His second time doing an Outlaws production. He did a fantastic work last week. Go ahead and check out his work tonight on our Facebook, our Instagram, our Twitter. And we're also live to Facebook and Twitter. We're also live to YouTube and Twitch tonight. Go ahead and subscribe, follow, do all that great stuff. Drop a like. Support us here at Pit Stop TV so we can continue to bring the high quality racing content. Dip our toes back into this midfield as Andrew Pratt is starting to size up Devin Smith just up the road. This is about 1.5 seconds. Pratt with the damage. He's on a mission to get. To make it look like he never had an issue at all today.
He is. He's been really slicing and dicing his way back up to where he was. He's got to make up a lot of time. I mean, he's, let's see, right now he's about a minute, about 30 seconds behind the position that he was in. So he's got some work to do, but he is closing the gap very quickly here to Devin Smith. You can see that red car in front of him getting closer and closer and closer with every turn. Devin Smith missing the apex there. Pratt hit it perfectly, and a good exit here onto the straightaway, the short straightaway, as Devin Smith gets loose.
Sideways, cresting the hill was the 95, and Andrew Pratt is going to send it on in there. Andrew Pratt will take the spot away. What a send, or what a jump at the opportunity for Andrew Pratt. What a move to take advantage of the slight mistake by Devin Smith, and that's how you have to get it done here. But Devin Smith, he's not done.
No, he's not done. He got a good exit with the slip up, but he backs off as they get in the braking zone. Knowing that Andrew Pratt's a little bit faster right now, more than likely. No, he did not want to give that position up as easily as he did, but man, that one slip, and then Pratt smelt blood in the water and went after it.
Absolutely. He did it right. And he's up to 5th as we are on the final lap of stage number 2. Adrian Schumacher. He's coming off the corner right now, and Adrian Schumacher will win stage number 2 here at the Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. He's still got 30 laps left in this race. Second position will be Jonathan Jennings, doing the deed and getting it done. Second place in stage 2. Seth Fitzpatrick, another 20 seconds behind. He's tailing the lapped vehicle of Randall Barnett. Seth Fitzpatrick trying to get his third place finish here in stage number 2.
Yeah, and unfortunately for him, this is really holding him up. He's lost quite a bit of time to Doug Soames behind him that he had made up. Just kind of caught those lap cars at the wrong spot. And like we mentioned before, if you do that, it can really cost you a lot of time. He's lost about 2 seconds so far as we see Doug Soames come home for this stage in the 4th position. And then right behind him, Andrew Pratt. That big pass that he made is going to secure him a 5th position, which is a good recovery after the mistake that happened earlier.
It'll be Devin Smith not too far behind to secure 6th, and then a lap down. It was Jeremiah Stutzman 7th, Tyler Merkel 8th, Scott Bailey 9th, and Farron Elam Jr. 10th. I'll wait for race control to confirm the stage 2 results. Schumacher goes ahead and crosses the line. And yes, it was Adrian Schumacher with the stage 2 victory. Jonathan Jennings 2nd, Seth Fitzpatrick 3rd, Doug Soames 4th, Andrew Pratt 5th, Devin Smith 6th, Jeremiah Stutzman 7th, Tyler Markle 8th, Scott Bailey 9th, and Farron Elam Jr. in 10th.
Yeah, just a clinic being put on right now by Adrian Schumacher in consistency and speed. We've seen a couple of twitches out of that car, but nothing too bad. He's been able to keep it on the black surface and not really hit the green surface, which has really saved his race and just pulled him out to this amazing lead that he has right now. 15 seconds currently over Jonathan Jennings. Jonathan Jennings another 22 seconds back is Seth Fitzpatrick. As we take a look at Devin Smith here in the McDonald's machine as he comes around through, I believe this is the S's heading into White's corner. He will complete lap 27 or 26, heading into 27.
Yep. We are approaching the halfway mark here. Adrian Schumacher crossing the line. Halfway home here in the Beatrice Milk 218. Our one and only trek north of the border this season. We will actually make another trek, though, outside of, never mind. I'm thinking of a different thing. But, here, first, the only time we're going north of the border this season for Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, Adrian Schumacher jumped at the opportunity. Took this race over when Joseph Causey had his misfortune, and is now running away with it, a 16-second advantage. Next service
16.
in 11th, trying to chase down Farron Elam. You're saying?
I would say, yep, 16 seconds. He continues to pull away from Jonathan Jennings. Just an update for all the Joseph Causey fans. Since we did mention him, he has called it quits for the night. So he is currently 19th, going to continue to possibly move back places in the standings here, as he has called it quits and parked the vehicle for the night.
We'll go ahead and give a quick rundown of everybody who has called it a night. We'll start off Eric Peck. Only lasted one lap. Oh, Doug Solms, no. Doug Solms has actually hit the pit lane. My apologies. I thought something amiss with the 67. He's just made his pit stop. So pit stops now a thing here, Devin. When does everybody else make theirs? Doug Solms the first to pit lane. Will he be able to use this to his advantage? The fresh tires, the full tank of fuel, right at halfway, split this race in half. Is this beneficial for the 67?
It could be, trying to undercut your opponents, make up some time. He was only about 6 seconds behind Seth Fitzpatrick when he pitted. So if he gets some good lap times in here, he really could make up some time. The problem is Seth Fitzpatrick has to make a pit stop. He's going to have some fresh tires at some point. And if you do overtake Seth Fitzpatrick using this strategy, can you keep him behind him for the rest of the? Can you keep him behind you for the rest of the race? And that is going to be the problem that Doug Solms wants to deal with, and not really be chasing him anymore. So we'll see, but it could be a very good strategy. He is the first one to pit, and I don't really see anybody else pitting. It looks like maybe Farron Elam is taken to the pit road there in the 12th position, but so far, so not really many other people. Maybe Andrew Pratt diving in now.
Andrew Pratt? No?
Nope, I don't think so. It went black on my screen for a second, but he didn't.
Well, we carry on the strategic move potentially made by Doug Solms. I guess if you're Adrian Schumacher, you just run it as long as you can, right? At the very slim chance that a full course caution comes out, you just want to run as long as you can and see if you can stay out and catch it if it happens, right?
Yeah, you can, and really, that would really put a damper on some of these guys' races. Doug Solms would be the first car a lap down, so he would be able to get back on the lead lap. But if you're Jeremiah Stutzman, Tyler Markle, you were a lap down, so it's not really too much of a loss for those guys, but it would bunch this field back up and give someone such as Pratt a chance to really take it back to Seth Fitzpatrick and maybe Jonathan Jennings, and really start to make his way up the field more.
While we are on the run here of potential green flag pit stops, I do want to go ahead and looks like somebody else is coming in. That's the 75 Andrew Pratt now. Andrew Pratt is coming into the pit lane.
Yeah, so we get it right this time. Andrew Pratt in. You see the damage there. I don't suspect that he will take much of repair at all. Seems like that car has gotten faster with the damage on it. So he will probably come in, take 4 tires and fuel to get him to the end, and get right back out there.
Andrew Pratt is in. Let's see if we can bring up our pit timer. Been a minute since we've been able to use this. Considering we didn't really get green flag pit stops at Daytona. Andrew Pratt. That's the right side tires. Down and away, a 13.8 for the 75 car.
Yep, good pit stop there for the 75. He gets back on track. Looks like he's going to come out behind Jeremiah Stutzman and Tyler Markle. A battle there for the 7th and 6th position, or 7th and 6th positions there.
Devin Smith now temporarily moves up into the 4th position. And as we continue our run of pit stops, I wonder what the field length is. The field. Oh goodness, I can't remember the word.
The fuel mileage.
Field mileage, I guess. Yeah. The field mileage link for tonight's race, because it'd be intriguing to see. It looks like Seth Fitzpatrick has also pulled it into the pit lane. The two car getting service down and away is the 2 of Seth Fitzpatrick. His pit stop time. That rang in at a 14.8. Wow, a second longer.
Yeah, that could
Adrian
really
Schumacher
help.
goes a lap longer.
Yeah, that could really help the 75 machine of Andrew Pratt's cause, as we see. Yep, Adrian Schumacher going a lap longer. He can't go too much longer though. I don't think that there's too much fuel left in those vehicles. Maybe a lap or 2. But we see Jonathan Jennings there. He's gotten around the lap car of Tyler Markle. And as he continues to put in some good lap times, but he's actually reeled it in. It was 16 seconds. It's now down to 11, Emerson.
Yep, 11 seconds gap between himself and Adrian Schumacher. Now, Schumacher is more than likely either A, having to deal with lap traffic, or B, just really taking it easy and not putting a wheel off, or maybe Adrian Schumacher is human and he made a mistake. Devin Smith has just come in and out of the pit lane. 14.83 his time in the box. On our way back up to Adrian Schumacher. When does he pull it into the pit lane?
I imagine it's going to be this time or next. We'll see when he comes around the S's here, and he will have to peel off before he gets to White's corner. So we'll get a look here as he comes around turn 9.
And he'll stay out another lap. Does
So
Jennings take this?
running it dry.
Jennings now, the distance he's made up on Schumacher. Does he try to get an undercut now?
I'm not sure he's in undercut range.
Well, no, but close the gap a little bit more.
This is true. Yeah, he I think he's going to do whatever the leader does at this moment, just try to maintain what he has. So whenever, he can kind of play it by ear. Whenever he hears that the leader's pitting, he can go ahead and know that he can come in and get his service done as well and not really lose too much time to Adrian now that he's kind of gained some time on Adrian. He wants to probably continue that progress.
Do you recall the gap that Fitzpatrick had over Solms? Because Solms is now 12 seconds back of Seth Fitzpatrick. And trying to close that gap down may take a little bit of a mistake out of the 2 car. It'll be meant to be for Solms to be on the podium. But continues on.
Yeah, that gap was around 6 to 9 seconds before pit stop, so he's lost about 3 seconds. And we did see at one point when Doug came out, he did come out behind that battle of Tyler Markle and Jeremiah Stutzman. So he had to navigate those 2 lap down cars. Seth Fitzpatrick did as well, but he was able to get around
Here
them very
comes the leader.
easily.
Adrian Schumacher is in.
Leader is in, but as Doug Solms gets his lap back there, he goes by. But yeah, we did see, Doug Solms had a lot of trouble getting around those lap cars, and that probably cost him the time that he lost there.
Jennings is in as well. So they ran it dry, and the lap number, Devin, that was 33 green flag laps.
Yep, 33. So that's about, I said they probably had about 2 or 3 laps ago. So, yep, that's pretty much right on the money to the end of the fuel mileage that these cars can get here. So, want to be the freshest tires for the end of the race. And we're going to see that's going to be Max Service that's going to be coming by. I think he's going to give way, though.
And we're still waiting for like a Tyler Markle to come into the pit lane. A Stutzman, Scott Bailey. They are still out there, but they are not running the pace that an Adrian Schumacher or Jonathan Jennings is running right now. So they more than likely could go another lap or two.
Yeah, quite possibly. And we see some damage there on the right front nose of the Crazy Lay's machine. Not sure what happened to him, but he did not have damage earlier, so probably an off for the 42. Unfortunate for him. He's had a pretty good run there up to sixth position, so not a bad day at all. He is a lap down, but it's not a bad day, and he dives it into the pits.
Tyler Markle is in. Stutzman stays out and goes another lap. Tyler Markle now looks for his pit box on the drudgingly slow pit lane. There it is. And was a little far back. And went for... Oh, no. Oh, he's missed the box, I think. Nope, he's in now.
He looks really close to the outside edge of the box, but able to get the service done on that machine. I don't think he'll take damage repair. As soon as that car drops, he should be going. There it is.
Yep.
And a 14.7 or 14.17. So far, we've seen Andrew Pratt's had the best pit stop.
Oh, yeah. Scott Bailey, one of two drivers in the top 10 who has not made a pit stop yet. We anxiously wait Scott Bailey's run to the pit lane, and one of our driver also hasn't pitted yet. And it is the 96 of Matt Rogers, I believe. We're also waiting on to come pit. So, Jeremiah Stutzman, Scott Bailey, and Matt Rogers still waiting out the pit lane.
Well, we know Jeremiah Stutzman is the king of crazy strategies and fuel saving, and he's showing it again. A lot of fuel saving going on in that 71. We saw that he was kind of slow getting into turns, possibly clutching it to see what fuel mileage he can get. He stays out again.
Yep.
So I assume that that's what's going on in that 71 machine. A lot of fuel saving tactics there coming out of Jeremiah Stutzman's camp.
Absolutely, and why not? I mean, Stutzman, you know, if he can snag a spot or two, he's already inside the top 10. And with how spaced out the field is, even if he runs out of gas, he probably won't drop any lower than, you know, whatever one is 2 laps down. So, I mean, I think there's high risk or high reward and not too high of a risk to just go ahead and, you know, see what happens.
Yeah, go ahead and, you know, it's the
Especially
long
this
season.
early in the season, yeah.
Yeah, it's a long season this early. Why not take a chance, see what you can get out of it? We see, was it Adam Gardner there behind him? He's had such a rough night in the 56 machine, but still keeping on the track, trying to push forward, gain as many positions as he can. And Jeremiah Stutzman in front of him, trying to save as much fuel as he can.
Max Service back in the pit lane. I'd imagine he's already been counted as pitting once for potential damage repairs, but he is out of the box, down and away. Max Service is still scored in 10th.
Yeah, and as rough of a day as Max Service has had on the track, a 10th place finish would probably be a kind of a welcome relief for that 81 machine. No hood on the car, looks like no front bumper on the car. Nope, still has the front bumper, but very mashed in race car all around. So I imagine he's just happy that he can come out of here with a top 10. That would be a win for Max Service, I assume.
Jeremiah Stutzman and Scott Bailey now. Last drivers to pit. Matt Rogers actually doesn't. It looks like Scott Bailey's already pitted. My apologies. So I guess we missed that out. Missed out on that. Matt Rogers still has yet to pull into pit lane according to timing and scoring. No, he has as well. So it is just Jeremiah Stutzman that we are waiting on. And
Yeah,
this is what we expected.
Yeah, and I think that the 96 there and the 11 were some of the first takers, and we may have just missed them. But they were probably some of the early takers on the pit stop trying to do some undercutting maneuvers. And yeah, Jeremiah Stutzman doing what he does best, save fuel and play strategy.
And he'll go another lap. Wow. How about it? 38 laps at least out of this 71 machine. While Schumacher now running his own pace, and let's give the credit that Schumacher has put this driver a lap down, but Schumacher only got 33 out of that thing, and oh no, keep it on the track, slow down, slow down, slow down. Oh, he's on a crash course with that barrier. Oh, Gardner's following him.
Two cars doing some synchronized lawn trimming. Not really what you want to do if you're Jeremiah Stutzman. That took a lot of fuel right there to keep that car out of the barrier, keep the momentum up so he could get the car pointed back onto the track. But he keeps it off the barrier right now.
Sideways, so is Gardner. Gardner's sideways in front of these guys. Everybody's checking up and running over each other. Here comes Gilliard and Devin Smith.
Devin Smith is
that's for position. Yep.
Devin Smith for position. Gilliard is not, but Smith is for position here. 91 car, our second place car, gets by.
Oh man,
that was some tense lap, or that was a very tense lap there for the 71 machine.
I think he might just want to come in pit lane now, just get it done and over with.
Yeah, he's lit up the tires quite a bit, so I imagine fresh tires, even if you are on fuel-saving strategy.
Here he comes.
Yep, fresh tires mean a lot, and the tires are probably gone on that car now. So, time to pit.
Yeah, just bring her in. 38 laps. That's a lot to ask out of these thinner tires. I mean, we saw at Daytona. They don't have interliners in these tires as well, so just very, very thin stuff.
Yeah, it proves you have to really take care of the tires. They can go flat very easily. So a new wrinkle, kind of, in real life NASCAR, these tires go flat, it seems, very easily. And then once they do go flat, it seems like the car can somewhat beach itself and you just cannot move. So kind of a new wrinkle here for NASCAR, unknown territory. We see in an F1 a lot, if there's an issue with a tire or something, then your race is done. You just get out of the car, walk back to the pits, you're out of the race. But, NASCAR, they can, get a truck out there to help them and push them along. But, yeah, it looks like these, once the tire goes, that's, you're pretty much stuck where you are, where that tire does blow.
And Max Service is stopped again, and Farid Eliam is slow. Something, and no, there is now no front bumper on the 81 as well. I don't. Did he already not have a front bumper? Or?
No, he had it the last time we looked at him, so it had to be another incident there for the 81 running in 10th. I don't think he's going to be able to maintain that any longer.
Oh no! Day. Oh goodness, y'all did not see it. There it is. This is a big hit, folks. This is right at the end of the Mario Andretti straightaway, Devin, the fastest part of the racetrack.
Yep, this is where he went off the very first time we saw him. Oh, he clipped the grass on the inside.
Oh, my goodness.
On the straightaway.
Oh, my goodness. What a hit.
That's a dead car.
That car, yeah, that might be a day done for the Swift Racing number 81. And the last remaining soldier for Swift Racing. Well, it's a good one. It is the 81 or 82 of Adrian Schumacher, but wow. Well, we're on board with Max, and just watch. This is tough. He was already struggling here in Moss Corner.
Yeah, the rear end's wanting to step out. It looks like every single time he gets under the power.
You hear him having to feather the throttle, getting up to the gears. Fourth gear there. Where's that fifth? I don't know if maybe he was reaching for something and he pulled his wheel or something happened with the car there.
I'm not sure. I mean, he'd been fighting a loose race car. It looked like the back end just not cooperating with him at all under power, and that's that hill crest where we've been seeing, some of these guys get some air. So maybe catching a little bit of air upset the car that time. I'm not sure.
get a good shot of it. We'll just get the same shot. Oh my gosh, what a hit.
Yeah, luckily there was no one really around right there that got collected when he shot back across the track. We saw a car come by late once he had made it to that inside wall, but unfortunate day for Max. Adrian Schumacher, though, continues to put on a display up at the front of this pack. 42 laps now. We're on lap 42 of 55. And he continues to build his lead and is looking to set sail here as we get close to 10 laps to go, Emerson.
Yep, I do want to go ahead and shout out everyone who has tuned in and joined us watching tonight's race. 8 viewers out there on the Outlaws YouTube channel, and checking in with everybody who dropped in chat. Sean Thompson, shouting out Kevin Thompson, saying good luck. Dan Park out there also wishing good luck to everyone. Jay Adams, I'm believing that's Jesse Adams. Go Markle and Devin Smith. See you guys at Auto Club next week, and go DHR, Dark Horse Racing. Bergart, or Seth Berger, tuning in, supporting from not here. Supporting Max Service, saying Max has a cool sponsor, and then said Maximus when Max, I'd imagine, had his issue early on in this race. Eric Peck said, "Go get it, Doug," and Doug has put on a great race tonight. He's one of 4 drivers on the lead lap, and with Adrian Schumacher lapping this field, that is a tough feat to stay on the lead lap of Adrian Schumacher running these laps. So, I mean, huge props to Doug just for being out there. He's up in 4th as well. And B Playroom said he's watching from his phone. He can't see what place everybody is at. Is the 69 still racing? I hate to break it to you, but 69 did not show up tonight. So yeah. We also have our viewers from Pit Stop TV. Andrew St. Coors out there said, "I wish I could be there tonight." He'll be back for Auto Club. Twisted Axle looking strong in practice. It's a it's a Fodge. That I guess I'm assuming that's the Dodge that Doug Solms is running. Approximately 37 laps for a fuel run. I wish I saw that sooner. Thank you, Andrew. St. Coor out there in the Pit Stop TV chat on YouTube. And let's see, did anybody make the trek out to the YouTube chat? I don't believe so. So yeah, I want to thank you all for coming out and supporting us here at the Outlaws Sim Series. Go ahead and drop down in the comments who you're rooting for, who you're pulling for. And well, we got here a battle between Scott Bailey, who doesn't have a hood, and Jeremiah Stutzman right up the road. This is all behind 3rd place driver Seth Fitzpatrick. Here we go.
Yep, this could be interesting, especially for Seth Fitzpatrick. He's lost a little bit of time to Doug Solms. Doug Solms was 12 seconds back. He's cut it down to 9 seconds. So if these guys in front of him get to battling and he catches them at the wrong spot, it could really intensify that battle for the final podium position, as we see Scott Bailey really sliding it through Moss Corner there, getting onto the Mario Andretti straightaway. So letting it all hang out here to try and catch Jeremiah Stutzman.
Absolutely. Jeremiah Stutzman now doing his thing, trying to fend off Scott Bailey. Stutzman now does have the freshest tires in the field, but Bailey also one of the fresher tires out there. But not as fresh as Stutzman. Is Stutzman going to be able to gap? And what does Stutzman have anything to get around Seth Fitzpatrick? Is that who's holding up Jeremiah Stutzman right now?
Yeah, with those fresh tires, I mean, he could try and get back around him. Of course, that would slow down Fitzpatrick more. But yeah, that Scott Bailey machine's put on a fight with no hood. He's really showing that he does have some speed in that car still, battling here for the 8th place position. And yeah, I believe you're right, Emerson. It does look like Seth Fitzpatrick is holding up Jeremiah Stutzman just a bit. Those fresh tires really coming into play.
Max Service has just texted me and told me 15 minutes worth of repairs. Ouch.
Ooh, yeah, the lap times that Schumacher's putting down, he might be able to get out there round 5 to go and make up some laps. But
Oh no, Doug Solms. He's had it off. There's no hood on
oh
that
no,
67. He's lost the spot. Oh goodness.
oh, Doug was having such a good run, didn't put a foot wrong all race until now.
Try to see.
Turn 2?
It looks like it was turn 3, actually, for Doug. Makes it through turn 2 just fine.
Okay.
Quebec corner is what catches out, unfortunately, our driver from Ontario. Just, oh, no.
I'm not sure what happened there. It looked like it just did not want to brake. And we asked him about that in the opener. I asked him how he feels about the brakes in these cars. He said he felt great. His car was kind of tuned in the way he liked it. So, but right there, it kind of let him down. Looks like the car just not wanting to get slowed down the way he wanted it to there.
That is a depressing incident there. For Doug Solms, he'll still be on 5th out there, and he's got 21 seconds to 6th place, but what could have been? He had a shot at a podium. Fitzpatrick really starting to struggle here. While Stutzman and Bailey are still nose to tail, Stutzman has not tried to make a move around Seth Fitzpatrick. I don't know if Stutzman just isn't faster than Fitzpatrick, or Stutzman's just being respectful to the third place driver. Scott Bailey also really hasn't been able to close in any and misses the apex there of turn 8.
Yeah, it looks like Stutzman just not wanting to put pressure on the third place driver, let him run his race and not really take him off any line, or maybe try to put a foot wrong and accidentally make contact with that 2 machine. So just riding behind him for now. It looks like he is being able to maintain pace enough that Scott Bailey's not able to catch him. So the fact that he's not going to lose a position for this, he's probably comfortable just riding right behind that 2 machine.
Fair enough. Looking now, next time by the start finish line for our race leader. 8 laps to go. Adrian Schumacher, he hasn't put a foot wrong all day. 22.5 seconds. He has no need to push either. Just literally hit the marks that he's been hitting, and see where that 82 can be in about 8 laps time.
Yeah, he's really put on a clinic here. 23 seconds the lead back to Jonathan Jennings. Jonathan Jennings still nothing to take away from him. He has put a great race on. Not really had an off. Jonathan Jennings has had a very clean race. Just Adrian Schumacher just so fast at these road courses, and just showing the talent level that he has here at the left and the right turns.
Absolutely, and here in a moment we're gonna go on board with Adrian Schumacher. But yeah, I do want to go ahead and recap kind of everybody who has called tonight. And Devin, he has made it back out.
There he is. The soldier continues on. No hood, no front bumper. Who needs it?
Apparently he does not. Jacob Reeves is slow out on the course. Oh no.
He's lost his front bumper. Continuing on though, I mean that's the attrition that these drivers are setting into. I mean every point counts. It's a long season, but every point will matter, and it will, it could come down to a single point that gets you into the playoffs.
It has before. It has before. That's all I can say. It's unfortunate though. Our feel-good story, Jacob Reeves, an issue here. I believe this one happened in turn 2 as well. Maybe 3. We'll see here. He's under fire here from James Gilliard. Jacob Reeves is 4 laps down at this point. It was not turn 2. Reeves in that beautiful blue and baby blue, baby pink machine,
That's
and he just
turn
locks it
3.
up in 3. Go back corner, and he overcorrects it off the course.
Keeps it off the
Oh
wall.
no, and something just happened. The 75 of Andrew Pratt. So we're gonna stay on this replay timestamp, but we'll watch the 75. Something amiss with Andrew Pratt. It happens this lap, and Andrew Pratt has already left the session as well. That is not a good sign.
I wonder if it's turn 3 again. That seems to be catching people out a lot more than I thought it would.
They caught Solms out. It's not turn 3.
I imagine then it's gonna be Moss Corner here.
This is unfortunate. Andrew Pratt was having a great race. He got by Solms for 4th. And, again, and remember, he was in 4th, and he had an incident. And he fought his way back to 4th. And I think that would just be mentally degrading for anyone.
Yep,
Yeah.
just frustration.
That would hurt anyone mentally. To be up in 4th, to fall from 4th, to get back to 4th, and something amiss. And does it maybe happen? Oh, it could very well happen here.
Yep, that's it.
Oh no.
It just goes straight. It just went straight on him. No brakes at all.
Oh no.
Brake failure on the 75. It looks like there.
Yeah, something massively amiss on the 75 of Andrew Pratt.
Yeah, it looks like he tried to turn into the turn, but he knew it wasn't gonna make it. You see how he's fighting the car when he gets up through the gears. Just not slowing down.
He tried, but yeah, it did not work with him. And yeah, understandably, that'd be frustrating to anyone.
Yeah, and that hard of a hit, yeah, it's pretty much night done at that point. So, unfortunate for Andrew Pratt. What an amazing drive he put on to get back through the field, back up to 4th, but just was not to be for him this evening. So that'll elevate Doug Solms back into the 4th position. Devin Smith up into the 5th position. Tyler Markle into 6th again. Jeremiah Stutzman in 7th. Scott Bailey 8th. James Skeeter 9th. Matt Rogers 10th. Those are all the cars lap down. Then we have our podium trio here led by Adrian Schumacher. We watch him along now as he comes to 5 to go. And then John Jennings there in 2nd. And Seth Fitzpatrick in 3rd.
This battle is rising again for the 7th position. Scott Bailey, he was up down to 0.4 of a second. It's back up to 7 now. Bailey starting to get a little restless watching that 71 in front of him. No, and he's going around because of it.
Yeah, and it's right in front of our 3rd place driver there. They did make their way around the 2 machine of Seth Fitzpatrick, but man, that's some tense moments there for our 3rd place car.
Battle right here, right in front of that as well. Fair and Elam, Matt Rogers, the last spot in the top 10. Elam actually got around Matt Rogers this lap. Rogers trying to get him back.
Oh, and he locks up through the through turn number 8 there as they go through the S's. A little lockup. You saw the right front tire, smoke coming out of it.
Oh, battle for 5th.
Tyler Markle catching Devin Smith there. Ooh, almost contact as they come out of the turn. Tyler Markle had a big run coming out of that turn. Able to keep it off each other. Next good golden opportunity is going to be getting into Moss Corner. Let's see if he can make it happen.
Just when it matters most, everybody is pushing, turning up the ante. As laps wind down here at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, the battle for 5th is on. Tyler Markle trying to continue his streak of top 5s at road courses in the Outlaws Sim Series. Devin Smith trying to break in to the top 5 for the first time in a while at a road course in the Outlaws Sim Series. Down the Mario Andretti straight. They're a lap down, and they're going to be coming around this time to, I believe, 4 laps to go in their battle. Tyler Markle could not make a move that time down to Mario Andretti straight.
Yeah, Devin Smith got a great run out of Moss corner, was able to stave off the attack for now, but looks like Markle gets a better exit off of White's corner, but just not able to make it happen right now. Does look to the inside, though, makes up some time to Devin Smith into turn one. Let's see if he can make it happen at some point here. He's moving every single way he can, trying to find a way around this 95 machine.
And look at that, Tyler Markle pressuring into these corners that have caught drivers off. He's trying to force Devin Smith into a mistake. You see Tyler get sideways through Quebec corner. Now up through the gears again. Now in the fourth, going over turn number 4 and down into the hill on the way to Moss corner. Now slow second gear corner. Markle all over the rear end of the 95, trying to get a crossover. He's sideways.
He clipped the grass trying to take it wide and get in a better exit. So all that time he made up, he's going to have to do it again. Does look like, though, he was able to not lose too much time. So we're going to see this battle happen here, probably right down to the wire on the last lap.
Tyler Markle tried with all his might there in the Moss corner, tried to set himself up to get a better exit. Unfortunately, it cost him there, but now the gap, 1.1 seconds. Can he catch that in the span of 3 laps? Already down to 9/10 of a second.
So he is on a mission here to try and get into the top 5, really pushing that race car to the brink of its limits right now, trying to get there. And he is almost there again, right almost to the back of Devin Smith. What an excellent defense that Devin Smith has put up, though.
Oh, absolutely. I want to watch Tyler Markle attack this track on old tires. Here we go. Kind of coasted there to Moss corner, but it's such a slow corner. You don't want to overstep it one bit, especially since he made a mistake last lap. He is there, less than half a second now. Oh, a little bit of a blip trying to get back. Devin Smith is sideways up ahead, though.
Yeah, Smith trying to get back to the power when he went to the next gear. I believe it would have been in third gear. The car slips out on him, so unfortunately Markle's left there. That would have been his perfect opportunity to possibly get by. He's going to have another go at it, though.
It's so difficult to get into that, right into the corner at turn 8. There's no braking points, and it's so long till you hit the apex of turn 8. That is such a difficult corner. 2 laps to go in this battle. The gap is half a second.
A lot of pressure being applied by Tyler Markle. He's going to try and put his nose right to the back of the 95 of Devin Smith. Try to force him into another mistake, but this time try to capitalize on it.
Devin
Smith locks up.
Oh, Markle sideways. He's off.
Oh, he saw the opportunity, tried to gas it up and go for it, and the car snaps on him.
Adrian Schumacher has taken the white flag presented by Whiplash Sim Cams. 1 more lap to go here at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, and what a battle Tyler Markle put on back there, trying to get the spot from Devin Smith. There's still time. They still have over a lap in their battle, but it's not looking too well for Tyler Markle. But Devin Smith has also been making small mistakes. Will one of them be enough for Tyler Markle to capitalize?
We'll take a look here, but I think the gap has opened up too much with the off that Tyler Markle had. Unfortunately for him, his streak will end of top 5s here at road courses in the Outlaws Sim Series. But for Devin Smith, he finally breaks into the top 5, it will seem, if he can keep it clean for 1 more lap.
One final time down the Mario Andretti straightaway. A dominant performance from Adrian Schumacher. And I'm going to say it because I don't think anyone can dispute it. That is the cleanest car on the racetrack right now. Not a foot wrong all day. I don't know if he's gotten any X's today. Adrian Schumacher will come through White's corner and will once again be a winner in the Outlaws Sim Series.
Yep, here comes Jonathan Jennings, another car that's really relatively clean. He will bring it home in the second place position. A great finish there for the 91 of Jennings.
Seth Fitzpatrick, the last driver on the lead lap. And you know what? We're going to switch back to Devin Smith now because Tyler Markle is close. It's half a second as they approach the checkered flag. Devin Smith's got to keep it on the track. These final 3 corners, he makes it through the braking zone. Tyler Markle
here is just getting the exit.
He's going to send it. And he's not going to be able to get there. Tyler Markle's going to go off, and he's going to go off trying. But Devin Smith will take 5th. And even when we thought it was over, Devin, there was still a last gasp. And if Aaron Elam's going around, he was about to try to go for 9th.
So last lap drama here from these guys. A lap down, still trying to put on a show and get all they can get from this track and get all the points they can. But not to be for 2 of those drivers there, Tyler Markle and Farron Elam.
Tyler Markle tried to get his 5th place finish there. And Farron Elam was so close to snagging, I believe, 9 from James Gilliard. But tonight, it's all about that man who notched up his 5th career Outlaws Sim Series victory after a season hiatus. His Swift Racing teammate Max Service looking to follow as well.
Yeah, Max stuck it out even though he had a lot of issues tonight. Sticks it out through attrition and able to see his teammate there at Swift Racing pull out the win. It would have been a good battle there between Swift Racing and Performance Sim Sports if Causey would have been able to keep it clean, but he runs into trouble early on in the race right after collecting the Stage 1 victory. But it was not to be for Joseph Causey tonight. And Adrian Schumacher capitalizes on the mistakes and brings it home.
I'm wondering if there is going to be celebrations. It may happen here in the turn 5, and there it is. Oh, goodness. We didn't even get to see it.
Too much.
Oh, and some drama post-race. Somebody goes around. That's Devin Smith. Was that drama, or was that maybe just more or less just messing around? We'll have to see, but a turn there as they approach the pit lane. It's not good. Never good.
Yeah, we'll take a look here.
Oh, there might be some. We'll get the replay here. Farron Elam going up on Devin Smith. Hitting him in the rear end there. Oh, it's that's no. I guess not. Maybe,
playing.
Yeah, I think that was just playing. Unless maybe Smith and Stutzman had a run in that we didn't see, but
I'm not sure.
Wow. Wow. Well, we're gonna go ahead and get this started here. I'm gonna try to bring on up driver of the number 82, Adrian Schumacher, who is he's finally back in victory lane. It's been a long time since I've been able to call Adrian Schumacher an Outlaws Sim Series winner, but you're back. Your 5th career Outlaws Sim Series victory, Adrian. You get it done at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. You beat Joseph Causey now out of his own misfortune, but it was looking like to be a great battle up until he had his off. Adrian, talk to us about the race, the challenge of this car at this track, and how you endured it.
Grazie. Yeah, this is gosh, after Kazi did an oops, yeah, just like trying to ride it, trying to set fast laps. That first off-road when I wrecked for the blind corner, that was my fault. But the other two times, like my car was sinking into the ground and like popping back up. But yeah, I, I don't know. It was just fun.
A little bit of a potential ride height issue. What I'm hearing with this next gen kart, these road courses make them fast. But Adrian, it was an absolute display of dominance tonight. 44 of the 55 laps. You took the stage 2 victory. I think this is a night. Now, granted, Daytona was the season opener, but at Daytona, you can only do so much to control your own destiny. I think this was a great start this season. I think a start that anyone would have enjoyed. You already set yourself up very well for the season. What's next for you? How are you gonna maybe be able to get this done on one of the intermediate tracks, one of the intermediate ovals on the season, or is that even in your deck of cards that you're looking forward at?
The only saving grace I have at the intermediates is if I get the setup right. Other than that, I think yeah, just going for podiums.
Fair enough. Well, Adrian, again, it was a great race. We're always thrilled to talk to you, and usually when it's you and Kazi on a road course, we've seen the amazing battles. You fall into Kazi a couple of times, so you've gotten the best of him. Today it was looking like it was going to set up to be a great battle there at the end of stage 1, and then he had his off. But Adrian, how does it feel? A year gone, and back in it, almost like you never left.
Yeah, it feels great. Shades of Road America, eh?
Oh man, that's a while ago. That was the last race Devin called with me that season.
Oh yeah. Um, yeah, I mean it feels great. Gives me a big confidence booster. Just just to be competitive with a new car that drives like a go-kart. But yeah.
Fair enough, Adrian. We'll give you the floor here once again to shout out whoever got a shout out. Thank you. We're gonna thank for getting the job done tonight here at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park.
Yeah, like in the beginning, Adam for setting up this series, you guys for broadcasting and setting through all these. And from little word from Max, this win was brought to you by the word milk.
Ah, yes, the word milk. I see. Much appreciated, Max. All right,
Yeah,
Adrian. Congratulations on your victory here tonight at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. Best luck to you next week at the Auto Club Speedway, and hopefully we're talking to you then, Adrian.
Thanks, guys.
Driver of the number 82, Adrian Schumacher. Devin, you're gonna be standing by with our second place finisher and Daytona pole winner, driver number 91, Jonathan Jennings.
Yes, sir. Jonathan Jennings, congratulations on the second place finish. It's nice to see you on the podium after getting the pole last week at Daytona. How's the second place finish feel?
Feels like a win to me. I'm not a road course guy.
Oh, you definitely could have fooled us. I mean, not too far behind Adrian Schumacher. We've seen him put much bigger gaps on fields than what he had tonight. You were able to stay up there, stay in second, and get a good finish for you. I mean, it's got to be somewhat momentum building heading into the rest of the season.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's good to finish decent at the road courses 'cause that's the most challenging place to race at.
Right, and I mean, we heard Adrian talk about it a bit, and some of the other drivers. They were saying this car kind of feels like a go-kart on road courses. The brakes are somewhat of an issue, and there's also some other things with the handling. So, kind of give us what your take was out there tonight on this track.
Well, the braking's probably the biggest issue with this car on the road courses, but other than that, I like this car on a road course.
Yeah, they say it handles kind of like a GT3 almost. Maybe not as much just because it's heavier, but for all intents and purposes, it seemed to fare well for you tonight. As far as going forward in the season, kind of give us what your outlook, your expectations are as we head. We're getting into the heat of it here before long. So, kind of give us your expectations.
Uh, kind of like tonight went, run my race, no big mistakes, and finish consistently and be in the right spot at the right time sometimes, and take advantage of other people's mistakes, and the wins will come hopefully.
Well, I hope they do, man. Congratulations again on the second place finish. You brought that car home nice and clean, kept it pretty much on the black tarmac the whole time. But before we let you go here, we'll go ahead and give you the floor. Shout out whoever got a shout. Thank whoever you got to thank. Floor is yours.
My team at Last Chance Racing, we've worked pretty hard on this one, and uh, handles pretty good. And y'all up in the broadcast booth, y'all do a bang up job up there. That's pretty much it.
Well, we greatly appreciate the shout out, and I know your teammates greatly appreciate the shout out for all the hard work that's going on behind the scenes there at Last Chance Racing. Again, congratulations on the second place finish. We'll be looking forward to seeing more of you as we go forward next week at Auto Club.
Sir, thank you.
Driver of the number 91, Jonathan Jennings, with that second place finish, and understandably tired, because that's a workout. This car, this track, that is a workout. So understandably a little tired after all that. But we're going to be joined now by our third place finisher, driver of the number 2, Seth Fitzpatrick. And Seth, I'm going to be honest, when we initially came into the session, I saw you were struggling in the practice charts, and then followed by qualifying down at 9th position. I was a little surprised by it, just considering the run you put out the road courses last season, rivaling Joseph Causey at Watkins Glen, and having the run you did at Charlotte Roval. But you stuck it out. You forced your way through the field very quickly early on in this race. You settled for a third place finish tonight. Seth, what were the challenges of the car tonight? Maybe something that maybe caught you off guard, but ultimately you got your podium with it. So talk to us about how this car felt for you.
Oh, the car felt great. I mean, it was fairly stable, and it drove really good. It was just the two downhills, or the two left-handers going downhill and braking. That was the tough spots for me, and I spun out at one of them about midway through the race. But this was the hardest spot for me. But everywhere else, I was pretty comfortable. I did not have nowhere near the pace Adrian or Jonathan had, but I was just trying to ride my line and just get to the finish.
Fair enough, Seth. Now, early on with the season, being as young as it is, a great finish at a road course here will kind of prop you up a little bit better in the points. You look forward to Auto Club next week and a long, grueling season ahead of you. How does a finish like that kind of set you up for what's to come, and what are kind of your goals looking at this 36 race schedule?
I'll just trying to have good runs every week. Just uh, top fives really. Top fives are goal every week. Of course, wins. You want wins, but I think we can do top fives every week. We'll be sitting pretty good come time to run for a championship.
Absolutely. And I know it's not just all about. Well, no, we'll save that. But looking at Auto Club next week, I've heard a lot of challenges from the officials this week. I don't know if you've ran any official races at Auto Club this week or not, but what are you looking at next week at Auto Club to kind of continue a run like this, maybe get yourself up another top 5 or another podium at Auto Club?
Man, honestly, I have no idea. I've not turned a lap in this car at Auto Club. Just I'll do a little practicing here before next week and just try to have a solid run. So all we're going for, and of course a win if we're in position, but just trying to make sure we can be in position.
Fair enough. Well, Seth, a third place finish tonight. I think this is probably one of the harder third place finishes yet to get out of you tonight, as far as road course racing goes. with your time here at the Outlaws Sim Series. But we'll give you the floor here to shout out. Whoever got a shout out, thank you. We're going to thank for that podium finish tonight here at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park.
Well, I want to shout out y'all because y'all do a great job. Y'all make us look better than what some of us are. Certainly me sometimes. But yeah, Spooby for putting it all on. My teammates for helping me with this setup, and yeah, just it's fun. Glad to be here.
We're glad to have you here, Seth Fitzpatrick. Always putting on a great show week in and week out, and someone we continue to put our eyes on as the season goes on. But congratulations on your podium finish tonight here, Seth. Third place here at Canadian Tire. Best luck to you next week at Auto Club.
Thank you. See y'all.
That was driver of the number 2, Seth Fitzpatrick, and that rounds out our podium finishers that we're going to talk to tonight, Devin. All of them pretty much had the same tone of interview, but 3 very much different outlooks when it came to tonight's race. You have Adrian, who was kind of expected to be up there. Jonathan Jennings, who said he's not much of a road course guy, and Fitzpatrick had to fight his way to make himself look like the road course guy he was last season. Which kind of, well, with that top 3 and the way it kind of all unfolded, what bow tie can you put on that?
Well, I mean, it was just an overall great performance from Adrian Schumacher. Consistency is key at these road courses, keeping the car clean, keeping it on the track. And he was able to do that. Not only was he able to do that, but second place finisher Jonathan Jennings did the exact same thing. It just shows the testament of how fast Adrian Schumacher is that he finished 23 seconds ahead of him. But Jonathan Jennings, a wonderful job done by him all night long to maintain that second place position. And like Seth said in the interview, he was able to fight and get his way into the podium. He didn't start up front like he normally does at road courses, but he was able to fight and get there. And it sounds like all of these guys are pretty tired after a race like that. And I would be too. It was a very intense race. I mean, considering that there was a lot of gaps between people, but there was also a lot of heavy battling between a lot of people here tonight. So a very great, entertaining race. Maybe, like in the midfield areas. So I imagine all of these fellas are very tired, and they all deserve a pretty big break as we go into Auto Club next week.
Well, let's take a look at the results heading in to Auto Club next week. Adrian Schumacher with the victory, 44 laps led, but only a 13.5-second gap. I say only. So most NASCAR races, that's a large margin, but we're talking about Adrian Schumacher on a road course. That's not as big of a margin as we expected. Adrian had a couple slip-ups, he did admit, but still a 13.5-second margin to victory for Adrian Schumacher. Jonathan Jennings comes from second. Seth Fitzpatrick, well, that rounds out the lead lap. Doug Solms, a hard fight to get to his 4th place finish tonight. Devin Smith will come home in 5th to fend off a hard-charging Tyler Markle, bringing it home in 6th. Jeremiah Stutzman strategizes his way to 7th. Scott Bailey gets himself an 8th place finish. James Gilliard holds off a hard-charging Farron Elam Jr. He spins behind him. Farron coming home in 10th. Devin?
Yeah, then 11th, we're going to have Matt Rogers, who actually gets a good finish after being 3 laps down. Probably one of his best finishes that I've seen here in the Outlaw Sim Series. So it's momentum building for that 96 machine. The 22, Jacob Reeves, the feel-good story of the season. He's able to recover after some incidents and bring it home in 12th position. A good finish there for the 22 machine. Andrew Pratt, after some issues and calling it quits, after being 4th, having an incident, working his way back to 4th, and having another incident, he called it quits. He goes 9 laps down in 13th. Max Server stayed on the track, made up a couple of positions, but he had troubles all night long. And he brings it home in 14th position. Adam Gardner, again, he had troubles all night long as well. He brings it home 15th. Randall Barnett, 16th. These are the guys who called it quits early in the night. Barnett calling quits with 29 laps down. Kevin Thompson, 37 laps down, 17th. Jeremy C. Poole, 37 laps down, and 18th. Our pole sitter, Pratt Towel and Stone Pole Award winner, just cause he runs into trouble after the stage 1 end. He brings it home 19th, 39 laps down, and Brad Bothwell, 20th, 46 laps down.
And only 4 born names made it to the track today. Derek McMurtry comes home 21st, 47 laps down. Jason Mish 22nd, 48 laps down. Garrett Velzy 23rd, 51 laps down. And Eric Pack 24th, 53 laps down. And Devin, that rounds out the 24 drivers who did make the trek out tonight here to the track. But it was something. We've been, I'm going to be honest, I've been very, I'd say very blessed to have some amazing road races to call in the Outlaws Sim Series. And, you know, today, it was just a normal road race. I guess I have to be humbled a little bit that not every race is going to be just beating and banging every lap for the lead at a road course. And that's very hard to do with these new cars. A lot of these drivers feeling out these cars for the first time ever on a road course. And there's still a long season for all that to come to play, Devin. But your takeaways from tonight here at Mosport, an enduring 55 laps.
Yeah, and during 55 laps, we saw the attrition of some drivers stay on the track, get as much as they can. They need all those points you can get even early in the season. It can all add up at the end. And for the winner, Adrian Schumacher returned to victory lane finally, and after over a season of not being in the victory lane, not running last season with the Outlaw Sim Series. So a good return for him, momentum building as we head into getting into the meat of the season here with Auto Club next week. Should be a good momentum shift for him to kind of build that confidence as we go into the 1.5 and 2 mile ovals.
Absolutely. Well, if you love road racing, there's plenty more coming up on the Pit Stop TV channel this week. Tomorrow night, the season finale of British Sim Racers Towing Cars at Mount Panorama. Tomorrow afternoon here in the States, 3 p.m. Eastern. Tomorrow night, over across the pond in the UK. Sunday, it'll be the return to racing action anyway of the Spirit Class Auto Racing Series, their GT1 cars, hitting WeatherTech Raceway, Laguna Seca, and a beautiful corkscrew there as the scenic shot behind it. Cannot wait to see how those GT1 cars do battle around Laguna Seca. And Tuesday, North American Racing League continues their season, their third race of their Porsche Cup season at the streets of Long Beach. There's the beautiful fountain in the background as well. 3 iconic road courses to continue on the leg of road racing before we're back next Wednesday night with the Outlaw Sim Series. We're going to be in California a lot this upcoming week, then. We're going to be in Auto Club.
Yeah, it looks like we're staying in Auto Club, the WeatherTech Raceway, Laguna Seca, the corkscrew famously there, and Long Beach. And then Auto Club for us, the only one that will not be is Mount Panorama, which is a mountain of a task, if you will, for the Mount Panorama circuit. Those British Sim Racing guys are going to have the work cut out for them on Thursday night, tomorrow evening or afternoon for those on the East Coast. But should be some entertaining racing all week long on here on Pit Stop TV. You can catch all the action through our social media channels. We broadcast all of them live, either on Facebook.com/PitStopTV, Instagram.com/Pit_Stop_TV, Twitter.com/PitStopTV_, YouTube.com/C/PitStopTV1. And you can also catch us on Twitch, Emerson.
Twitch.tv/Pit_Stop_TV. And, well, yeah. I think we've had a good little time here tonight north of the border. Want to thank you all for tuning in and joining us for tonight's action. That's going to do it here from the virtual Ontario, Canada. Brawl at Pit Stop TV. Devin Zimmerman beside me on the mic. Ed Scher rocking our social media coverage. I am Emerson Arden. Thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you next week at Auto Club or tomorrow night for BSRTC at Bathurst.